know what? What a lovely staging area you've got here, Captain. Perfect view of the giant holy shit structure.
With 5 more at half strength. Our commissar cut down 2,000 men, then shot himself. The weaker-minded are gone. What's left?
Titus, report. What in the name of Holy Terror do you call this?
I told you so.
We failed to stop Luz. I can see that. He was tainted. An unwitting puppet of the arch-enemy. We are now facing a warp rift the size of a small cruiser. 3 volleys from the Resilient and not a scratch on that pillar. If it has a weakness, I need to know what it is.
It is powered by the artifact from Graia. If we can destroy that...
Where is it?
Probably in
We
it.
do not know.
You call that a solution?
What is the alternative?
There is a field around the pillar, impenetrable to our ordnance. We have observed their forces passing through it on foot. We must get close enough to see if we can do the same. Proceed through those doors. We make our assault imminently.
Yeah, don't worry. We're here to help. We have to put an end to this. A stop to it.
Betrayers of the Emperor, slayers of purity and brotherhood, insolent, base heretics. Tell me, brothers, what is the price of betrayal? Death. What is the fate of those that turn from the light? Death. And what will you cry as you tear into the traitor's heart?
Death?
Death, death, death!
All right.
Who art vengeance incarnate? You who art the first and last bastion of hope for mankind. You sons of GaLm! Go forth in the name of the Emperor! And lay waste to those who would defy his righteous word! For the Emperor!
For the Emperor indeed, Ultramarines. I wish you luck in your battles. Whether it be alongside us, on a different field of this planet.
Our forces are divided in 2. I will lead the main assault from the Temple of Aethor. I sent 2 squads to move on the enemy's flank, but we have lost contact with them. They are carrying the company's standard. If they have fallen...
We will retrieve it, Captain.
All right.
Ultramarines, ready!
Get my ammo. Make sure there isn't anything here, like maybe some health. All right, let's push out.
The fort is not this place! Look out! Hell train, spread out!
Okay, well, it kind of killed a lot of the things I was gonna try and farm health off of. That's unlucky. Yeah!
You will burn like your treacherous brethren on Nemigas!
Your missiles mean nothing to me. I will slaughter all of your forces, even if I have to be the last Space Marine to do it! Alright, you can kind of knock it off with the missiles, though. I'm just gonna keep using execution to avoid the damage of the missiles.
cursed obelisk grants the enemy unlimited maneuverability.
Have you considered exterminatus?
This is a burial world, Titus. If we fail to defeat the enemy, then I will burn this place. But I would prefer to not disgrace these honored dead.
Can our scans locate the signature of the power source?
We are blinded by all the interference. It is out there, at the heart of that profane madness.
Agreed. One way or another, we must reach that obelisk.
Then we shall.
It will make itself apparent. I know that for sure. Be happy to actually be fighting along some forces that aren't gonna immediately die. The poor, the Cadian forces, they're human. And unfortunately, just too normal human. They don't make it through the fights.
Grabbing equipment. Titus, proceed on until you reach the second force. Hope to terror they still stand.
Yes, Captain. The Emperor protects.
Good hunting, brother. Second company.
We will see you later, Captain. Hold on. Have a couple of grenades.
Restocking.
I do what I can to help, sir.
I heard the supply was hit.
That bloody Heldrick. It's wreaking havoc out there.
Let's just start rationing ammunition.
We slow down our shots and they'll come crashing through our defense.
If we don't slow down, we'll be throwing rocks at them before long.
I think I brought my own slingshot.
Am I going out there? It feels like I'm about to, but I guess we're fine.
Have courage, men!
Oh, our poor tanks.
By angels! Rebel in the wall of their altars!
Tell your squads to hold off on using grenades until my signal. It's going to get a lot tougher the closer we get, so we'll need those frags.
Understood, sir.
Stavros, we're getting hammered by enemy air support. Round up any heavy weaponry that can knock out those damn flyers.
I'll see it done.
Bo, we can expect heavy losses in the assault. Have the medics prioritize wounded that can return to combat. The others will have to wait. I'll make sure they understand. We move any minute now. Be ready. The Emperor protects. The Emperor protects.
The Emperor protects,
I cannot
Cadians.
fathom that 10 of our brothers may have fallen. Along with the standard.
I dare not picture the company banner soiled by treacherous hands.
Ultramarines do not fall without a fight. They are alive, but they may be in need of support.
And we must move quickly.
Melted rifle, bolt carbine. All right, yeah. This one will be fine. These can get the job done.
Sorcerer!
Where is your false god's power now? Brothers!
Right here, in the form of the multi-melter. Where are your gods' powers? Or are they not enough? I can burn you back, fool.
Special tactics ready.
Let's burn this sorcerer. Power up who you can. It matters not. You will fall before them.
Your foul trickery is at an end.
Our work here is done.
Reloading.
Maybe we will be granted another heavy weapon in the next room. Shock grenade. Nah, we're all right in that front. Hey, whose server skulls are around this?
Maintain these graves. even in the midst of this war.
Their devotion is commendable.
We must hurry. Our brothers pay in blood for every second we delay.
They should be on the other side of that door.
Where is this supposed to be? Hey, is that a button? Is that a slot where I could, like, maybe find out some more about this person? Who is this fallen, honored dead?
Demetrian is honored to provide temporary rest to several deceased Space Marines of the Salamander chapter. They are sons of their Primarch, Vulcan, of whose fate the Imperium is unclear. Loyal to the Emperor, these Salamanders hailed from Nocturne. Their actions were pure and noble, paragons amongst Astartes. Through their loyalty and their glorious deeds in service of the Imperium of Man, we honor them until the day Vulcan returns and claims these bones. Demetrian is honored to inter their remains.
Understood. Oh! I still have my Guardian Relic. It just doesn't show up at the bottom right. Ah. I didn't realize it. I very rarely look at the bottom right for that specific icon. I never realized it was missing. Man, this is an open field.
Standard! It lies crumpled in the dark like a rag.
Lieutenant, what are your orders?
We fight!
Well, let's raise this back up.
Assemble around the standard! Victory! Or death!
Yes, victory or death!
Advance to the second force. No, sorry. Raise the banner.
We hold this ground in the name of the Primarch!
Ignore the glitchiness that just happened there. Hold the line.
We die with vengeance on our living! My leg is gone, brother! Cover him! Hold formation! Back, you treacherous scum!
Your leg may be gone, but your hands aren't, brother. Continue the fight.
There is no end to them!
There is, and we shall find it!
Yeah, this is our first rendered cutscene in a while. The Emperor protects! Is this Calgor?
Lord Calgar.
Lieutenant, I received your message. Brief me.
Cute. All right. Listen, I know I said fuck him, he's not in the system, but he's in the system now. I care.
The central obelisk appears to be the source of their power. It's protected by an energy field.
Give me a solution.
We've hit that shield with everything we've got. Nothing gets through.
My lord! There may be a way. In the catacombs, Lou said all it took was a transference of alignment. And then he inverted something. An object.
What of it?
It was identical to that obelisk.
We're just gonna flip this thing around, huh?
You want to invert that?
Explain.
The Aurora device might have a weakness.
Might?
Chapter Master, we cannot stay here.
Lieutenant, you stand by Sergeant Gadriel's assessment.
I do.
Captain Akaran. Muster your company.
Aye, Chapter Master.
Brothers! The heretics clamor for a taste of victory!
Gadju's ideas are getting so nuts.
We will defy them this day, as we have defied them for 10 millennia. We are the sons of Ultramar, servants to the Emperor and guardians of the Imperium. Let these wretches feel the wrath of ancient vengeance!
Hurrah!
My lord, our vanguard forces are through the field.
Hit them hard, Captain!
Yes, Lord. All forces, fire at will!
Okay, I'm down for this. We're fighting with the whole damn army. We're gonna flip a giant rock. Holy fucking shit!
Greet it well!
Chaos! Train all battle tank guns on that abomination!
Oh my god!
Captain, form a defensive line here.
Company! Defensive line!
Brother Titus, you will have only moments to execute your plans. Move quickly.
I'm moving as fast as I can!
This must be the control unit. Do you understand any of this?
We'll figure it out.
Lieutenant, do we have a solution or not?
Stand by.
Maybe we just literally flip it around?
That could kill you.
We're out of options.
Wait, I have resistance to chaos energy, you idiot! Jesus, buddy!
Brother.
I'll live.
Whoopsies!
My lord.
How many more?
3.
You have brothers in mind.
Meridian and Talassa. We will handle the last one.
I'll get them moving. Brief them over the Vox.
Yes, Captain.
They can go to do that on the other operations.
Meridian, Talassa. Have you received new orders from Akaran?
We have, brother. Moving to point Alpha now. Talassa en route to point Beta.
You will need to rotate the small replica of the obelisk. But be warned, it will hurt.
Not as much as it will hurt the treacherous bastards out there. Pain deepens devotion. I will gladly volunteer.
Go well, brothers.
Yeah, you know, if you want, maybe share the pain. That was also a potential option, right?
Titans, the heretics are seething from the blow you just...
You know, pulling Guardians of the Galaxy. I need to take care of the heavier forces here. I don't care about the cultists. There we go. Wonderful. Wait, can I go backwards? That thing is still fucking about. I am concerned.
Munitions secured.
Whoa! 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 Here, get overkilled, asshole. Yeah, all right. Well, it wasn't overkill enough, but we are executing. Hey, now.
life is dead.
This was that colossal demon hounds our forces.
What exactly are we doing with these obelisks?
The Aurora device opens a rift to the Immaterium, a gateway. These smaller obelisks appear to be the keys to that gate.
We turn the keys and lock the gate.
Exactly.
Devoiding them of the power.
Go!
If only that's something we had locked in before we gave the power to the enemies.
Treachery will be punished. Heretics, cast into the abyss. Do not spare
Thank you for the armor back.
Changing magazine.
Ooh, get off of me. I do love that the plan really did just come down to grab it with your hand and flip it. Woo! Good work. Do you think it matches the exact speed that the smaller one is doing? You can see the struggle.
See how it rides in agony.
Who left? Kalasa, report.
This is Straben. It is done.
May the Emperor bless you, Straben.
I am but a lightning rod for his will.
You may rejoin the main effort.
Drive the blade in deep, brother. Talassa out.
I hadn't gotten what the like Viridian and Talassa, what exactly it was until now. That it is just the name of the squads, not the name of like the leader of the squads or something. Whoops.
The amount of deceased on Demetrian is currently 91,600,452,023. The amount of deceased on Demetrian is currently 91,600,900,471. The amount of deceased on Demetrian is currently 91,601,000,000. The amount of deceased on Demetrian is currently... The amount of deceased on Demetrian is... The amount of deceased on Demetrian is currently not
91 trillion is fucking insane. What? God damn. Humanity needs to fucking throw in the towel or something. That's too many. That's too many deaths. God damn. And obviously that can't be all of them.
Terminators. They have destroyed the bridge. Watch their fire. They have the advantage.
Can we get in this tank and shoot them real quick? Oh!
Their close quarter skills are truly without match.
Hell yeah! I was down to just snipe him, but...
Blocking it now.
This plan of yours may actually work, Gadriel.
An idea is worthless without those that execute it.
I think my hearing is damaged. That sounded like humility.
He's getting there in time. I still hated all the prattling he went on about earlier, but at least he feels bad about it. Because Titus has always been right. Wow! Fucking jump scare, bud, huh? damage from my multi-melter is more than enough to handle the likes of all of you. Alright, I'm kind of overkilling these little guys. Oh, that's a fucking hell drake! Or hell brute! Oh, what a fucking goddamn, what a bait! It looked like it was gonna wally stomp Gadriel or Gyron. Here, have an aid. Whoa! Ow, come on! I'm in a bad place. I gotta get the fuck out of this little cave. This is okay. This is all right. That's not as all right. I don't know if we do extra headshot damage to this thing. I'm assuming so. But at the same time, I almost want to get a smaller weapon or a different gun and just shoot it with automatic fire. Woo! While concentrating on dodging. Can I? Woo! I was gonna try to block that. Yeah, maybe swing at them. I just need ammo. Leave me the fuck alone. Thank you. Oh boy. The little fucking teleport on me is tricky. Ooh, you little bastard. Oh, walk. Yeah, joke's on you. I've got some drugs here. I fucking know better, damn it.
That thing was made to suffer, and it has.
Titus, Decimus has a hold on the obelisk controls.
Oh, nice.
Throne looks like torture, but he is holding fast.
The demon is further weakened.
Now we just need to get to the last one.
Meridian, how is Decimus?
I have a murderous headache, but the sight of that beast reeling is a fine tonic.
It is indeed.
Permission to join the front lines.
Granted. My thanks, brothers.
Emperor be with you. Meridian out.
Good work, Combat Squad Meridian. I wonder if we're gonna see both the perspectives. I didn't remember the I tried not to super read into the quest logs. Whoa. Of the operations. God damn! Hell yeah! That way!
They are everywhere. Honored brother, join us, and you may sate your rage and aid our cause.
Lead me to the slaughter.
Onward.
So say, yeah, you're kind of in the way for it. Anything in here for me? Okay, health. I'm down. I'll take the frag grenades. The Melta Chargers were really nice against the Tyranids because, you know, the enemies would run at me into it, the ones I actually cared about killing. But now we're having the same issues as like Space Marine 1, where like we went from a game that had like a lot of melee. I mean, we still have a lot of melee in this, but a good fucking number of the Chaos Marines obviously are just ranged. They never walk up into that range to get blown up, which is fine. It's just, you know, my explanation for things.
Punch a hole in that tummy.
Frag out!
Frag grenade out!
Hey, wait, I need this one. You can kill everyone else. Just kidding, I'll do this one too. Woohoo! Holy shit, this dreadnought is absolutely slaughtering. I don't even need to do anything.
Ready to deploy special tactics.
I love that we say it's special tactics. It's really not. I wouldn't say I do anything more intelligent when we pull this. We turn on my righteous fury.
Reload.
Are we pushing into that? Lead the way, brother! Oh my god!
Holy terror! We have our chance!
Oh my god, damn!
This one's mine, brother.
I have resistance to chaos energy!
Yes, my lord.
Think it was less painful for Kyron with his little metal hand? Imurah! I guess looking at this cutscene that's rendered, it's not... Our characters canonically don't wear helmets. Oh. We will follow you into the battle, Lord Galgar! Maybe we're like related to the royal blood.
You know, I didn't think about it in the first game, but that's a thing that happens, I think, a lot in the Warhammer universe. There's a lot of genetic shit. Like, oh, you know, yeah, we might be thousands of generations away from the royal line, but maybe that helps give us resistance. Same thing with that guy. Or we got modified with it at some point. Who knows if it'll be explained.
Where is Lord Calgar? It was a trap. Perhaps.
It's this. The Immaterium.
If it is, we must move quickly.
To where?
We must find Calgar.
The Changeless will is inescapable.
This is cool.
Even now we walk upon ancient paths, laid out for us before the first mortal true breath. Come to me, brothers, that you may fulfill your final duties.
That's less cool. I don't like to see our battle brothers fall. Much less being stabbed with their own chainsaw swords? Maybe the demons just have chainsaw swords in general. I haven't really super looked at it. Yeah, I guess they just do. I'm amused that they have this like little blur effect on them. Like they're frozen in time. They don't need to also have the blur.
Our brothers. I hear them. Do not trust your senses.
Cheap tricks.
Lord Calgar left you to rot in the Death Watch for a century, Brother Titus.
Coward! Cease cowering behind illusions!
Make a bulwark of your hatred, brothers.
I smell fear.
We have no fear to give you. We're here to stop you. Any way we can. Give your pitiful little excuses. We've already had our fight. You have to fully corrupt my men now if you want to actually do anything. Not just try and convince them with shitty lies. We're just immediately firing, huh? Alright.
Where is Lord Calgar?
GaLm's dog has been brought to heel.
Heretic! You died this day!
This is my domain. You are here by my invitation. I am offering you a chance to kneel.
Our chapter, sir, shall use your skull as a piss pot!
Grenade! Aw. Hey, that kind of did something, though.
Lord Calgar!
He's vulnerable. Push the attack!
Release him! We shall do you the honor of ending you swiftly.
Release him! After all your efforts in bringing him to me!
Enough games! Silence this heretic.
One last dance before the strings are cut!
I agree, one last dance. Ah, my other gun's gone. That's fair enough. Oh, not the follow-up. I don't know if I should be shooting those, but I'm just not gonna bother. There's too many skulls. Whoa! Okay, alright. That's a lot of distractions!
Brothers!
Your pathetic companions are no more.
You lie! You are no match for them, heretic! And so you deceive!
Your brothers buckle beneath the power of the law.
I don't believe that.
Titus! What happened? This fool tries and fails to contain me.
As long as I have a parry button and a dodge button, you will be stopped. Oh, you can fire with your pistol not reloaded. So that's like guaranteed. Oh, Jesus. I don't have ammo for this. Not good ammo, at least.
Changing magazine.
That does seem like a problem, though. Dodge! Dodge, man! Dodge! Oh my god, it's a bullet hell of fucking craziness! Ammo! Ammo! There's ammo on the side!
The Emperor.
Hey! Ugh! Alright, I'm back in business.
The Demon Lord.
I'm not even actually succeeding these dodges. I'm just in a good place. That was silly of them. But I do understand the want to do it. Hey, you didn't have to kill them. You could have tortured them or some shit. Oh my god, that was close. That was a lot of them. What the fuck? Not that I want you to like succeed in like the destruction part, but I wish that one of these fuckers who does all this research could live beyond the initial consequences of they've all gotten like a oh shit moment, and that's it. Like, oh, I actually did fuck up.
Go for the eye. All other attacks are useless. Reload. Attack the eyes, brothers. That is the only weak point.
I don't know if I'm really doing anything, but I'm trying. Ooh, the multi-attack! You little fucking bastard!
Restocking.
Please. I know your games now, Imurah. You may catch me off guard ever so slightly. Ah, 2 centuries ago. That doesn't seem too bad. Oh! Why am I his most precious warrior though? Ah, God, here we go again. That's okay. Humanity wasn't meant to know all. We'll get our bit of knowledge bit by bit until the end. Who knows if we'll make it all the way. Oh boy. Yep, that's my fault.
Munitions secured.
Welcome back, Imurah. You know, you should have admitted that you're just like a dude they cast into the void 200 years ago. You should have been like, I've been to the void for 2,000 years. That would be a little bit more impressive to me. Truly.
Reloading weapon. The demon roar.
Ah, here we go again.
Anything else is just reload.
I'm out of ammo. Uh-oh. Well, this isn't right. Hey. I like that we can see the name of our companions to our left and right there.
We are surrounded. Kill as many as you can, brothers.
They're not
They
real.
are mere imitations. More trickery. Guard yourselves. Imurah is weak. That last fight will leave him reeling. Stay together. We must find a way out.
We'll beat up the real ones.
Some sort of energy. It could be a trap. Remain vigilant.
Galgar! We shall help you, my lord.
Lord Calgar! We shall find out. Lord Calgar!
My words to you on Talasar. Speak them.
My lord!
Speak them, or be slain for an impostor.
Rules should never make a prisoner of intelligence.
Titus, it is good to see you.
Their sorcerer's power wavers. He is vulnerable.
See how his domain weakens as he does.
There is only one place left for him to hide.
Let us dig out the heretic.
Then let us push onwards.
We have him. There. Within the energy stream.
He prepares for another attack.
It is the artifact. It must be. There is almost limitless power within that shard.
We must make haste, brothers.
He surprised me there. I didn't think he was gonna follow up with like 3 more attacks.
Changing magazine.
Wowie.
Liberate me from this imperfect realm! Endow me with divine knowledge!
I think the only thing you're being endowed with is a final death. And we're happy to grant it to you, Imurah.
Cover me! Brother, wait!
Chiron! Gadriel, no!
Get up! All your service, all the suffering of humanity for the Tarian Emperor. It's all for nothing!
I'll break it again! Gasp! Maybe this time it can be fucking broken for good.
Son of GaLm.
Brother, it is over. You did it. Brother!
Am I gonna be like corrupted and have to be put down or something? Or am I on the verge of death again?
Rise, Titus. Your duty is not yet done.
Well, if you say so.
For the Emperor! For the Emperor!
For the Emperor! Well, alrighty. I was kind of thinking that was about to be like a fake out. Like a little bit of deception at the very end, one last little attempt from Chaos to be like, ooh, this is what you think is happening. In reality, Titus is stuck in the Immaterium while everybody else is free. We haven't hit a credits yet, but it might be just could be a loading screen for the credits. I wouldn't put it past them. Okay, we're not not yet. Not yet. Day 8.
Lieutenant Demetrian Titus, your decisive actions have saved this system from ruin.
I'm gonna be a captain again.
So it is with great pride that I now present you with an honor worthy of your deeds. The laurels of victory. Let every warrior of the Adeptus Astartes see that here stands the true measure of a son of GaLm.
For the glory of Ultramar!
Courage and honor!
Company dismissed.
Forgive me, brother, that it took me so long to bring you home.
My lord,
Fierce was my wrath when I learned of your detention. In their arrogant suspicion, the Inquisition failed to recognize the truth. That no evil will ever overcome a devotion such as yours.
Thank you, my lord.
There is a mission. It will take you away from the Second Company for a time.
As you command, Chapter Master.
The Brother Chaplain will brief you. It was he that suggested you for the task.
Oh, thanks, Chaplain.
My lord, the Sword of Kalth is ready to depart.
Thank you, Captain. My ship will convey you to your destination. I shall be glad of your company.
Titus, it has been an honor.
It has indeed, my captain.
I hear you'll be taking your leave of us. Not for too long, I hope. Emperor guide you.
And you, sir. Brothers, I am called to serve elsewhere.
You'll be missed, my lord.
I will not forget the blood we have drawn together.
Nor shall we.
I owe you both a debt. You have restored my faith in brotherhood.
We shall await your return.
Courage and honor.
Courage and honor.
Yeah, we'll be back, maybe.
Titus, Lord Calgar has informed you of your assignment. Good. I will brief you en route.
You are joining us?
I am.
Very good, my lord.
You have done well. You have won the trust of your brothers. And of the Chapter Master. But know this, Titus. The stain of suspicion never completely fades. I will be watching you. Should you falter on the path, for even a moment, I will show no mercy.
Leandros! What a fucking...
Leandros.
You son of a bitch!
My lord, it is time.
I did not suspect that motherfucker. Oh my god. You got me there. Like, the moment he started reaching for his hone, I'm like, oh, you gotta be kidding me, but god. Good God. Good for him. He's moved up in the last century or so since Space Marine 1. Wowee. Yeah, I was wondering if we were gonna get anybody else from the first game. Because largely it was just Titus until the very end there. And maybe, a couple of lore mentions of other stuff, And we did have the big overall connection with the first game, which I wasn't expecting going into this because Warhammer is such a big universe that in reality, the sheer coincidence that Titus gets tied up in the exact same kind of plot again of oh yeah, the fucking artifact from Graia is that's surprising to me that they went that way. I thought we would go with oh, okay, well, we've got the hook of Titus and his connection, resistance to chaos. What can we do with that? You could have done anything, but okay, we just resist the thing again without even really fully touching on it. I was hoping we'd get a direct okay, maybe Titus has got a resistance to corruption because of blah 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 reason. There are a lot of things from my general casual knowledge of Warhammer where, yeah, there's just stuff within the genetics. It's the space magic or space science that can happen. It's fine for you to admit it in the game, in the series. But they're kind of like half going for like yeah, no, he's just that guy. Titus is just that devoted. Like, all right, fine, fair enough. That's one way to do it. But yeah, again, glad that we got in Landra. So I guess that is the Space Marine 2 main campaign. I'm gonna play the operation missions just to kind of like see how those go. Although I know that like from the one that we did play, it is just it's co-op through a mission. You know, co-op through a mission, either with friends or in my case, it's gonna be just with like randoms. And we'll see how that goes. I think it's kind of awkward. When I finished the first mission, we still were in a lobby with the other people. So I think what I'm going to have to end up doing is like play the missions and then quit the follow-up lobby to then load the next mission until I go through all of them. But we'll deal with that in time. So anyways, okay, Space Marine 2. Again, you know, like I said at the beginning of this Let's Play, this was a very surprising overall sequel to end up getting, which I'm happy for. We're getting a lot of surprising fucking sequels. a lot of sequels to games from like 10 plus years ago or 15 plus years ago, and I'm down for it. This was absolutely deserved. The first game lives up pretty well. I think still after all this time it holds up pretty well. But it is an old game. It is a 2011-2012 game. It feels of that era completely. And it was also a little bit on the short side. We beat it in like 6 hours, basically both times that I went through the game. Whereas this was like a little bit more of a substantial campaign. We're at about like 10, 11 hours here for the overall thing, for the main campaign. And obviously, again, there's the operation mission, so that's gonna add a little bit more time. And they also have PvP, which may have some small like dialogue stuff happening there as well. So overall, not a bad overall package. In fact, let me a good package, a great package even. For the story, I liked that we got to do some things that I was really hoping we would do in the first game, and that is just like actually feeling like a part of like an Ultramarine chapter. You know, we are being sent on missions, other people are being sent on missions, and we're like fighting alongside a lot of people from the Cadian like forces and then the actual like Ultramarines. They did the same thing as the first game, which kind of saddens me a little bit, which was like they saved the actual fighting alongside like the big groups of Ultramarines until the end of this game. But they did it in a much bigger and more spectacular way at the very least. So like that was cool, right? Like fighting alongside the Dreadnought for a couple of minutes was badass. And just in general, like fighting alongside everybody else was really cool. It would have been nice to have had more moments of like, okay, a couple of Ultramarines here and there, and we're like really like hunkered down fighting over a place. I'm also sad that the Tyranids disappear entirely after the Tyrant is killed on the other planet. I don't know how Tyranids work, so I thought it would be like, oh, the Tyrant gets taken out on one planet, they're gone on that one planet. But I guess that they're just all fucking feral in the system for now or something. And so they disappear completely, and that's sad because there's a lot of, you know, there was a lot of build up, a lot of hype around like you're dealing with like swarms and swarms and swarms of Tyranids constantly, and then it completely fucking stops. Like you don't even get too big of a moment like in the first game. There's a lot of more parts in the first game where like the orcs are fighting the demons for a good while. They do still eventually fucking disappear, just like how happens in this game. But it feels like it was a lot shorter lived in this one. Like, yeah, there were a couple of times where like we ran into like the demons or like the chaos forces fighting the Tyranids, but it was like twice. And then otherwise it was just us fighting Tyranids or just fighting like the chaos. Would have loved a lot more interplay between that all the way through. You know, I wasn't expecting, you know, like in Space Marine 1, we had a moment where like one of the orc grim boss or whatever kind of helps us a little bit and fights Nemeroth. I wasn't expecting really like anything like that, like a Tyranid to talk and be like, "Ah, how dare you try to hurt the hive," or something. But yeah, everything else was pretty solid. Like visually, obviously, fantastic looking game overall, and just like so many like huge vistas and not like long sight lines, but just like look at this, like huge structures. It really feels like we're that the Imperium of mankind is nuts. Like it's a super civilization. Huge ships, huge cities. The only time we really didn't feel that too much, I guess, was on like the first planet, where it was more like just kind of jungles and a few like bunkery places. But we left it pretty quickly. Even if, you know, I kind of thought we'd like bounce back and forth between the planets ourselves, but that will be reserved for, I suppose, doing like operation stuff. Mechanically, I had my two biggest criticisms. One I think is like the most, for me, like the most annoying one. The fact that they limited our weapons so much in comparison to the first game really makes me sad, especially because they don't like super duper compensate for it. You know, again, in the first game, you were allowed to have the pistol, your melee weapon, and then like 3 other weapons at all times, and then you could also pick up a heavy weapon on top of that. But in this game, it's just the primary weapon, and then your primary weapon, your melee weapon, and your pistol. And then you can pick. It's so limiting for a lot of like the campaign. And like, but when you start dealing with the chaos, at least in the solo campaign, it's not so bad. Chaos was way easier to deal with than fucking Tyranids. Good Christ, was chaos so much easier to deal with than all the Tyranid forces. And so maybe that's why they kind of like lean that way. And I know that like a lot of the reason why probably they leaned that way with like the weapons was because of co-op. And I'll talk a little bit more on that. But yeah, it whenever I get introduced to a game that has like, okay, you can have, you know, a very limited selection of stuff, I'm usually gonna pick either like a general, like a general weapon, a general weapon that's like automatic, can handle like groups, or I'm gonna pick something really high power, or like something super relevant to like the situation. And that's unfortunately just, that doesn't feel like there's a lot of choice there. I like in Space Marine 1, and like in games general, when I'm like, okay, I've got my general weapon all the time, that's pretty good. I've got my pistol just in case, and then I've got 2 other fucking weapons that can do a hell of a lot, and one of them might get like super neglected. Like in the case of like the sticky grenade launcher in the first game, I really didn't use that too much. But part of that was because I didn't know that I could like swap it off and just use some of the other stuff. But like in this game, if I'd had the option, I would have loved to have had like the Melta launcher and then like a regular bolter, or you know, maybe like the sniper rifle, and then like I could have even used like something that I don't really use too much, like the burst gun or something. But instead they kind of rely on just being like, oh no, your you know, co-op friends can deal with it, or like maybe, I don't think there's co-op matchmaking, but like that's kind of like the general feel of it. And unfortunately, they don't really give you any like control of your party members in single player, so you don't really get to be like, hey, okay, maybe I'll make you know, maybe I'll make one of my companions hold on to the flamethrower, or like the melta gun, so that like during certain situations we can like hold a line, have a strategic area, have the enemies rush us. Again, especially with the Tyranids, that was the big one of just like, you're just dealing with so many forces at once, and we weren't even on the hardest difficulty, so I can only imagine how much of a pain in the ass like the AI sucks as companions for like the hardest difficulty. But yeah, those two things, it's just like, it sucks not being able to like have as many weapon choices as like even just like one extra one would have been such a massive difference in like solo. You could have just done that and then been like, okay, in co-op you lose that option. You know, in operations you only have like the primary, you know, they're just the three choices basically. And then yeah, going on with like the bots. Really unfortunate that the bots, like, they were effective. They were really good in certain scenarios. There were times where I would be focusing on one thing and I would turn around and everything else was fucking dead. But then there were a lot of times where I'd just be getting shot at by like everything and they're just not fucking helping in like a big way. Like maybe they're like meleeing some small enemies, but it was hard to ever like see them prioritize like the biggest dangers to me. And like in the case of the Tyranids, it was always just, there would be like a billion range things shooting at me. And it's like, just shoot them first. I'll fucking melee everything if need be. But I just need to not like have my health disintegrate in 2 or 3 seconds, please. Good God. So yeah, really wish I could have had like some options of like maybe having them, you know, sending them to specific positions or giving them like specific orders. It felt like you could sort of like designate things, but I think I think that was just UI stuff. I think that's just there to be like, hey, this target exists, and you know, you warn your co-op partners, and they'll go like, oh, all right, I'll go, maybe you'll shoot that, you know, like the person-to-person kind of thing. But AI, they're around. Story-wise, companion-wise, I've already forgotten their names. I'm bad with names, sorry. Galdrian, I think. God damn, did Galdrian just get on my nerves for the majority of the campaign. I get the reason why, it's just to have like the constant suspicion. But they really ramped it up, because like you kind of had that with Leandros in the first game, that like he's kind of doubting you occasionally, but for the most part he's like kind of like, he's just he feels like a newbie. That's what Leandros feels like. He's a rookie who's like too hooked on the book. Galdrian doesn't feel like that. He doesn't feel like a newbie who's hooked on the book. He just feels like a dick. He just feels like a dick who's being suspicious just when it's convenient for him to be suspicious. But otherwise, as we would see later on in the campaign, he's fine with doing things like in unorthodox ways overall. We just had to have that like tension between the two. But I'm glad that after we had our little fisticuff fight, and he was proven wrong just like everybody else was over and over and over again by Titus, he eased off, became a much more likable character. But by that point, there was like 2 or 3 hours in the game left, so I kind of wish we got to see more of like the getting along side of things, because I have a preference to that. I like when everyone in the squad is like on each other's side. But again, at least we resolved that, and who knows, maybe we'll get to see them again in the future. I don't know what their plans are for a Space Marine, you know, Space Marines 3. They might do like a DLC story, or it might, you know, for Space Marines 2. I didn't really see anything that said they were going to do a story DLC. It seemed like a lot of like, they're going to do PvE missions and PvP missions and like a horde game mode. But maybe in all of that, there will be a DLC thing. Even just like a singular campaign mission would be fine. But again, I'd also be fine with Space Marines 2. And I think this game is getting a lot of people who enjoy it. And as of me playing this, it's not even fully out to like everyone. I'm in the early access, like pre-order the gold edition period. So we'll see what it's like when like more people get their hands on it. And I'm sure that if we do get a sequel to this game, it won't be a long time. It won't be a decade plus again. It might still be 3 to 4 or 5 years, because games just take a long time to develop at like this high level, AAA quality. Holy goddamn. but I think they've brought this particular series back into like super relevance. This is like a gold standard game for like Warhammer as like an existence now, right? This is one of those games that, like, you know, you have a lot of people who don't know shit about Warhammer 40k at all. This is the game that will bring a lot of those people in. Just like I would say, like, Baldur's Gate 3 has probably done for, like, D&D in general. It's just, this is just such a good outing for the universe. Even if there are some things that aren't, like, fully explained, there's a lot in this game that just kind of says stuff without fully explaining, like, what they are. And that's fair, that's fine, that's world building. There were a lot of things that did get explained, period. But, like, for example, at the end of the game, like the Tomb World shit, I don't know anything about Tomb Worlds. Like, I can make educated guesses on, like, okay, there was some stuff in the past that's buried under all of this from thousands upon thousands of years ago. It's got some fucked up technology that might be a little bit evil and kill people and stuff, but that's it. That's all. would have loved maybe someone chiming in. It didn't have to be like, you know, within the party, but could have had some other people show up who tried to, like, you know, some I forget the name of the people, but just some of the, like, the mechanical people try and tell us, like, what's going on there. Like, oh, you've stepped onto sacred ground. You must not tell of anyone of this area has been here for 20,000 years. We think that there was a war, something like that, just to kind of, like, help a little bit. And that leads me into one of, like, the other minor gripes of the game. Super minor gripe, but still annoying. Why in the fuck did we not have subtitles with the data slates? I almost didn't really want to find them, because a lot of the places, like, for the most part, there's barely any, like, silent areas in this game. A lot of places are taking place in a war zone area. So, like, yeah, you might not be, like, having direct shooting happening, but you're hearing the ambiance of the fighting, and, like, you know, creatures in the background, the Tyranids and stuff. And then you're getting this, like, very low volume audio log with a lot of audio processing. It's like this staticky kind of audio log, and sometimes you get double processing, because you had some characters in the audio logs that were, like, you know, Mechanicus, blah blah blah, characters who had, like, the Vox machines, so they talk through that mechanical device. So you have this, like, triple layer almost of shit to try and go through. The ambiance, the audio log quality of the audio log, the character, and we don't get any fucking subtitle. Why? That's bizarre. I hope that gets fixed in the future. That seems like an easy fix given enough time. If people bitch about it enough, I don't know. Again, at the very least, they do have the transcription for it at some point, but it's like, okay, at that point, you have the text in the game then. Like, get someone on it. Give them give them supreme pay for, like, a couple of weeks to just throw the text in a shitty way that will pop up during that time. It can be the entire audio log all at once. It doesn't have to be, like, synced up or anything besides to when you pick it up. So, but yeah, all right. Overall, I really like this. I really like the campaign. And I think I think this has a lot better pacing as well versus the first game, just because it had that space to breathe with the story. Whereas the first game, again, 6 hours, that's so fast for the amount of things that happened in there overall. We had the whole big fight, especially with the orcs, since the orcs are, like, a more direct talking kind of, like, intelligent species. There's a whole lot of stuff that could have happened there between, like, oh, you're dealing with, like, different bosses of the orcs, or they're having, like, infight. You can bullshit a lot there. Whereas the Tyranid really are, I think, just, like, they're a hive mind. They're gonna be just a determined super force. Even if they're Even if in the campaign, they basically just kill them off screen. You just have like one big final fight and then somebody else does stuff. And if you never do the operation for it, yeah, the Tyranids just are defeated and not by you at all. So, oopsie. That is, I guess, one thing that feels a little bit awkward in terms of the way that they handled it. There were so many times in the campaign where it's like, oh, we've got this cool thing that needs to happen. Send Viridian and Talassa to do it. And I knew most of the times they did that, it was gonna just go off to be the operation shit. And it was just so obvious. It was just not subtle at all. Every single time it was like, oh, we've got this other objective that we really need help with. That's probably super fucking cool. So cool that the characters themselves are gonna bitch about the fact that they don't get to do it. And it's like, all right, guys. You don't gotta do it like 3 times, Jesus Lord. But yeah, I think that's that. Those are most of my thoughts on the game. I guess we talk a little bit more about like the individual enemies. I liked the Chaos forces in this game a lot more than the first game. That's for sure. In the first game, they felt very kind of like, it felt shoehorned in. It felt like they just kind of like showed up at the end there. Also, yes, in memoriam, rest in peace, Total Biscuit. I fucking loved Total Biscuit. I'm glad that we get something like this. But besides that, I've lost my track, sorry. We're back. Oh my gosh. We're still on this ship. There is only war. Continue your fight. Although Titus' story is over for now, the fight has just begun. Continue the battle in one of the other game modes. Operations. Lead a unique combat squad to complete missions in Operations game mode. Choose war gear upgrades and appearance customizations. Eternal War. Conquer your foes in Eternal War game mode. Unlock and customize equipment while competing against other players in multiple game types. Nito. Chiron. Gadriel. Switch game mode to proceed. Do they have any like conversation things here? One nice little listen. Doesn't fully seem like it. All right, let me look around a little bit. Where is this data slate thing? Is it if I... No, pausing the game doesn't do it. Is it this? Dang, okay, I missed a lot of audio logs on Kodaku. Holy shit. How does this transcript thing look? Okay, it is just like the full-on, the text of everything that shows up here. Yeah, you literally could have just took this, shrunk it onto the side, and I would have been fine with it. That would have been good. You even have stuff here that's like transcription note, screams, discharge of firearms. Especially for these like more like dense ones. But all right. I guess we'll try out some of the operations. And by try out, I mean we're just gonna try and go through all of them one by one. Since there is 6 of them? Operations. Yep, you got 6 of them. This was still cool. I wish they had put more of a focus on like doing them in between each one. But I understand since story-wise, a lot of these are happening at the exact same time as some of the other main stuff. Although, who knows? I don't know about this one. But yeah, you really could have just like artificially inflated the campaign by being like, nope, these are mandatory. And like, we'll give you bots if you can't find anybody. But okay, let's try out some more operations. We'll do Bulwark.